When you wrote Globalisation and its discontents, did you envisage that today in 2017 the United States would be led by President Donald Trump?
Of course not. I don't think anybody could have imagined that particular turn of events. Although I have to say that by maybe 2010-11, I became more and more concerned. The average American wasn't doing very well. Median income of a full-time male worker, unchanged for almost a half century. The opioid crisis, life expectancy going down in the United States. Things were not very well. So when I started seeing that data, yes, I did begin to say, if we didn't fix this problem, we are going to have a political problem. And historically, a Trump kind of figure, a fascist kind of figure arises.
Do you think Trump is a fascist figure?
I certainly think he has those tendencies.
Fascist is quite a strong word.
Yes, it is, but a couple of the things that are most disturbing, the attack on press, the attack on the foundations of knowledge, which goes beyond the press. And we've never had a president who day after day lies and is unaffected by it. And then I think the other thing that you've seen in some other fascist leaders was this kind of using us versus them as a way of dividing society.
And why do you think he's been voted in? I mean, Trump is a billionaire. He almost represents the 1% that you talk about in the book. He himself has benefited greatly from the system of globalisation, which you criticise in your book.
It is important to remember that he did lose the popular vote by 3 million. And the polls consistently show he has only about 30–40%. So he's far below what is a popular leader that you would expect of a new president. A new president usually begins on a high. He began on a low and gone down. Why did Marine Le Pen get 30% of the votes in France? In Austria, the similar kind of phenomenon is going on. So we have to ask that there is something going on in globalization. This is a global phenomenon. Part of it is this growing inequality. Part of it is how people have come to understand that inequality. Part of this is a legitimate anger related to the crisis, 2008, and how we handled it. We saved the bankers, we saved the banks, we saved the shareholders. We didn't do very much to the homeowners and the workers that were losing their jobs. And something that Trump said, I think, captured, I think, a feeling in a lot of people: the system is rigged.
His economic policy is about very much a sort of protectionist America first approach. Is there any possibility that it will work for America and do what he says it will do for ordinary people and raise their living standards and create jobs?
No, there is no way, particularly the way he's doing it, that it will raise living standards. I think the reality is that their standard of living will go down if he succeeded in doing any significant part of what he proposes. And the reason is very, very simple. A lot of the problems are what we call adjustment costs. It was very hard to adjust to globalization. What he is proposing now is deglobalizing, breaking up the efficient supply chains that have been created, and that means the supply chains costs will go up. His approach is not going to create jobs, and it's going to lower standards of living.
Is there pushback against him then from the multinational corporations who've done well out of globalization?
The multinationals are pushing back very, very strongly, and the particular issue that has become the focus right now is NAFTA. The administration has put forward what it wants, and everybody's looked at it and says, this is a non-starter. American industry will do everything they can to make sure that Congress will not pass it. And if you're not going to get cooperation from the Democrats, and your Republican, very strongly influenced by big business, are going to oppose it, he's not going to be able to get it through.
So in the fight between big business and the White House, big business wins?
I think in this particular fight, big business will win. What I worry about is when Trump is confronted with the reality that he can't do in NAFTA what he wants to do, that he'll strike out in anger like a little kid and do something dangerous like putting his finger on a button that he shouldn't be putting his finger on.
Right, so you think Trump would put his finger on the nuclear button because he was unhappy about
NAFTA.
NAFTA? You think, that's feasible?
We don't know.
Right. And the fact
We don't know.
The fact you don't know is kind of worrying.
Exactly, and there is discussion in Congress to restrain his ability to put his finger on that button.
Do you think Trump's fit to be president?
No. He's not fit to be president. He does not have the understanding of the issues, the complexity of the issues, nor the political process. You know, he's used to doing deals, one-time deal. You buy a real estate property. You can cheat your contractors when you fix it up. You can cheat a guy. Next time you go again, reputation doesn't matter. The President of the United States, the reputation does matter. Is there any confidence? If you say something, is your word good? Trump's word is not good.